Okay. Well, the answer to this question is no, but if you take it in a more complicated way, maybe. Okay. SCTV, welcome back. I'm your host, GNF, and today it has finally been reported that Man United have agreed an £85 million deal to bring Maguire to the club. Holy crap. He costs more than I think Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he costs more than Cristiano Ronaldo. Or it's something close to that. Just imagine. But anyway, that's not what we're getting into. The market's crazy. But he's now the most expensive defender in the world. Is it worth it? Now, let me just pull up some statistics, which I was too lazy to memorize. If you look, this is a list of all-time most expensive defenders now. With Maguire at the top, after him it's De Ligt, then Van Dijk, then Hernandez, and then Aymeric Laporte of Manchester City. Now, is he better than anyone on that list? Just with your head, you would be like, nah, probably not. He's probably not better than anyone on this list. Probably the 8th and ninth, he's still not better. But now I want to do a statistical comparison. Because if you remember correctly, Van Dijk, when he first signed for Liverpool, they were like, alright, they overpaid for him. He's not the world's best defender, so why pay a world record fee for him? They were proved completely wrong. Right now, £75 million, bargain. So, could the same thing happen again? Here's a statistical comparison between Van Dijk and Maguire. As you can see, well, I'm looking at things like clean sheets, I'm looking at goals conceded, I'm looking at tackles, interceptions. Van Dijk wins in every single category. But again, this is not a fair enough comparison. You have to take stats in a way that's fair, right? So, because whenever a small player in a small club goes to a bigger club, sometimes they become better and sometimes they become worse. Good example of becoming better is Van Dijk. A good example of becoming worse, Elakim Mangala. My God, as soon as he went from Porto to City, he forgot how to defend. Dejan Lovren, for a lot of his time, forgot how to defend. So, why don't we take a look at Harry Maguire at Leicester and then Van Dijk at Southampton and see if they're signing the similar type of player. As you can see, Van Dijk, even though I think he played more games, he's a better defender. He was a better defender in 2015-16 than Maguire is today. And that's why I just think we should stop comparing Maguire and Van Dijk. Right now, it's quite clear that Van Dijk was a better defender, is a better defender, and probably will continue to be. But what we want to look at is, was it worth it for Man United to spend all that money? The truth of the matter is, who else would they have brought in? Then you think about it. Umtiti was available, probably for less, maybe 50, 60 million max. Maybe they could have gone for a smaller name like Lewis Dunk or Tarkovsky, but they would lose that ability to pass the ball. And that's the issue. I think a lot of this is, Leicester City being, we don't need to sell him. And a lot of his net worth, his worth, is because of the fact that he can pass the ball so accurately and so reliably. Which is a characteristic that, all the other defenders are not acclimatized to. If you look at Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, he's better than all of them. But it's Man United, right? They can still sign all the players they want to sign and Maguire for £80 million. So I think the money part of it, we shouldn't look at it. For Liverpool, it was more of a thing because they have for Liverpool, it was something you look at because they have an actual budget, whereas Man United, it just seems like they don't have a budget at all. Now, as you can see, okay. So, what I want you to take from this is did they overpay for Maguire? Yes, they did. Does it matter? Not necessarily. If he ends up being a good player, no one's gonna think about it. Is he better than what they already have? 100%. Do they need another center back beside him? Well, if you're not a fan of Lindelof, then yeah, they probably do because Bailly's injured again. Okay, now. The question would be that I would be thinking of for Man United fans. Will this team, as it is, make the top four? I would say it's too early to judge. It's too early to say absolutely. Right now, it would be a no because they haven't changed enough. They've got a right back in Wan-Bissaka. They've got Maguire. But the rest of the team still needs some adjusting. They still need to sign, as I said yesterday, all the players that they said they were going to sign, but they haven't signed yet. They have to do all that work. And then we can carefully and take a look at it, compare it to the 11s of the other teams, particularly Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs, and be like, okay, can this team actually do it, or are they still behind the competition? That's it for me. It's been GNF, and I'll see you, who knows, maybe even tomorrow.